All right. Good morning. Anthony with Bleacher Bums Gaming, and we are back with some more gameplay from Glory Days College Football, a game I'm currently developing, which is slated for release at the end of the upcoming 2021 football season. And today's video is going to focus, again, show some additional gameplay with a couple of other teams, and also I'm going to talk about a new addition to the simulated portion of the drives, and that's going to be a situational play once you get down to the point where you jump into play-by-play mode. So I'm going to explain what that means and why I did it. And testing so far, plays and yardage was just a little bit high, so I wanted to put a damper on that. So what I've done there is introduce a situation chart. So basically, once you go through and do your initial drive after receiving the ball to see where you jump into play-by-play mode, you will also go off the 2d6s that you roll and get a situation based on the first play of that drive in play-by-play mode. So you see a 7 would be 1st and 10 across the board. And if you're playing against a 10-plus rated defense and you roll a 4, your situation would be 3rd and 10. So right then you've already got a key play on the drive to execute. Conversely, that 4 against a 1-3 defense is only a 2nd and 8, so a much more favorable opportunity to get a first down. And the reason I introduced these, an additional reason I should say, introduce this is I wanted to put the team defense, bring defense a little bit more into gameplay. As in my opinion, in early testing, the offense was also just a little bit overpowered. So this will do that by putting the offense in sometimes very bad down and distance situations based on how good the defense they are playing is. And then I've also completed the charts for the individual stat helper where if you do use the fast play method where you're simulating a portion or half of the drive, you can go back at the end of the game and assign stats. And we'll talk a little bit about that at the end of the video. So today's test teams are Army and New Mexico. And Army's introduced into the test, one, because I wanted to play get some testing in with a team that is a extreme offense, and obviously Army is a very heavy run offense, maximum run actually. So that's the reason for including them in this test, and we'll go over the ratings. And again, these ratings are adjusted also by strength of schedule. So the Army's team offense is a 5. Their defense was actually pretty good as a 7. Drives per game is 9. They're more ball control. And like New Mexico, their talent factor is 0, so that will not come into play. New Mexico, of course, is a 5 and 3 offensive and defense respectively. Drives per game is 11, so our adjusted drives per game will be 10 per team for this game. And in addition, you see individually, Army, a very strong run offense. New Mexico's run defense is average. So that's going to be the key matchup here. Both are horrible in terms of their passing attacks. Army even more so than New Mexico. And defensively, again, Army has a solid defense, and the team factor is going to adjust how good these ratings are down here. New Mexico, not terrible against the run, but definitely terrible against the pass. And that could be another interesting matchup in this as well, to see if Army can actually generate any kind of passing attack against the Lobos. So we're ready to go. We'll jump right into it. Red, Army is a visiting team. We'll call the coin toss. So red will be their call and blue will be the result. So it is odd, and they called odd, so Army will receive. And broken down like this, the drives for the first quarter will be 3 Army, 2 New Mexico, and then 3 New Mexico, 2 Army in the second quarter. So ready to go, kickoff. And New Mexico, their kickoff team is a D, and Army's kickoff return is a C. So 7 on the kickoff, and 7 is going to go down to the 5, and the return is a 3, and that's going to be a 24-yard return. So Army is going to start their drive on the 29, and we will jump right in. All right, adjusting the ratings. Army with a team offense of 5, New Mexico team defense of 3. So that will be a +2 on the drive chart. We'll put that up here. So Army will get their determination off the +2 column. All right, 46 and a +2, that is going to be a potential scoring drive. And the drive itself is going to be 3 plays for 32 yards. So Army, some big plays on the ground. And then the situation is they jump in the drive a 9. And again, New Mexico with a defense of only 3. So 9, it's going to be 2nd down and 3 as the Black Knights jump into this drive. So 59, 61, it'll be on the 39-yard line, and it's going to be a 2nd and 3 as the Black Knights start the drive. So here we go. I'm going to call plays for both teams, so we won't need that additional black die here, and I'm going to stick true with Army. Of course, 2nd 3, it's going to be a run play. And 5s right away, you have a potential penalty on the doubles, and 10 is out of the penalty range. So 5 for Army, it's going to be a +1. And +1 on the run, a result of 4 is going to be a 4-yard gain. And the ball carrier on that for the Black Knights is Buchanan. So it's going to be a 1st down. And down to the New Mexico 35. And of course, the Black Knights going to keep running that ball, pounding the rock. And the results there is going to be a run check. And for New Mexico, it's going to be 2 stars. So again, another +1 result. That 13 is going to be Anderson. So 2nd down and 6 from the 31, Army, keeping it on the ground. And it's going to be for the Black Knights, so it's going to be, and ball carrier on that is going to be Robinson, sorry. So we're going to be looking at a 3rd down and 1. From the New Mexico 26, going to be another run play. What else? It is Army after all, and this is going to be a +2 result. +2 result in a roll of 9, and that is going to be a potential big play. And the ball carrier is going to be Tyler, the Army quarterback. So we will check on the big play, again, the big play 1 chart, which is run 1 down here. And roll of 4, that's going to be a 16-yard gain by Tyler. And that's going to take it all the way down to the 10 and 1st down. And Army gets the first big play of the ball game. So 1st and goal from the 10, Army looking to punch it in. They are continuing to run and no passes as of yet. And 6, it's going to be the one weak spot on here for Army, and that's going to be actually an even result because New Mexico is equally bad on their defense. That's only a 2-yard gain, however, and ball carrier on that is Anderson again. So 2nd down and 8 from the 8, or 2nd goal from the 8. Army going to keep it on the ground. I'm going to get fancy down here, and that's going to be a +3 result for the Black Knights. And +3 and a result of 4, and that is an unusually bad result in the +3 column. That's only a 3-yard gain, and Robinson is the ball carrier. So 3-yard gain, it's going to be a 3rd and goal from the 5. And again, Army just does not throw the ball well, so they're going to keep it on the ground here, try and close this drive off with a touchdown, and that is going to be a +3 result once again. So taking advantage of New Mexico's porous run defense, roll of 8, and that's going to be a 5-yard gain. Touchdown! And taking it in for the Black Knights is Buchanan. a 5-yard scamper, and Army strikes first, go up 6-0. And extra point result for the Black Knights, 0-92. It's up and good. So New Mexico is looking at a 1-score deficit early in this one. As we go to the kickoff, Army's kickoff is a D, and New Mexico also a C on returns, just as the Black Knights are. All right, so Army, D, roll of 6, and that is going to go down to the 5-yard line, roll of 9 on the return, and we go to the team big play chart for kickoffs, which again does not necessarily mean it's a big play. This is going to be a 19-yard return, so New Mexico starts their first drive at the 24. And we will see what the result is there. 77, and New Mexico, again, is a -2 on the drive chart. So -2, 77, they are still going to have a scoring opportunity on this. And 15 is going to be 4 plays for 33 yards. And the result they're looking at, and again, Army's defense is a 7. So defense 7 will come out of this column, and the 2D6 is a 9. It's going to be 2nd down and 4 to start the drive for the Lobos. And the drive will start at the 43-yard line of the Black Knights, and New Mexico will look to punch this in on their first drive. Again, I'm going to be calling the plays. New Mexico is going to start off with a run as well. We do not need this dice. And deuces for New Mexico, and that's going to be a -1. Again, Army, a pretty good defense. So -1 on a 6, that's going to be a 2-yard gain, and the ball carrier on that is going to be Carroll. So it's going to be 2nd down and 8. New Mexico, we're going to try and run the ball again. Again, neither team very proficient passing. And that is going to be another poor result, another -1. So -1 and a 0, that is going to be a 2-yard gain, and the ball carrier on that is going to be Tuioti, sorry. So we're going to be looking at a 3rd down and 6 now for the Lobos at the 39, and we're going to call a short pass. Hall back to pass, and once for both. So New Mexico, it's going to be a -1 on the pass result play short pass, and -1 roll of 1. That's going to be incomplete, and we're going to have a 4th down and 6 for the Lobos. 4th down and 6 from the 39, and we're kind of in no man's land, so the Lobos are going to come in and punt. So they had the potential to score their first drive and stalled out just in Black Knights territory. Punting for the Lobos, their punting is a C, and punt return C for the Black Knights. So punt C and a 6, that's a 41-yard punt that goes into the end zone touchback. So the Black Knights will start at their own 25, their second drive of the game. And for the Black Knights, 86 and 86 plus 2, that usually is in a good or bad zone, and that's going to be a potential fumble. So Army, first off, 19, the fumble will take place 31 yards into the drive. So we'll be at the New Mexico 44, and the situation, if Army recovers it, is going to be 2nd down and 1. Now 19 on the fumble, Army. They are a 1-11 on fumbles, and New Mexico is a -1, so end result of a 10 there, 1 to 10 be a turnover, and in fact, Army is going to keep the ball. So they've got 2nd down and 1 as they start their second drive in Lobos territory. Into play-by-play mode we go, running the ball, because that's what they do. And 4 and a 2, it's going to be an even result. And 2, that is going to be a 5-yard gain. 5-yard gain for Tyler. And that's going to be a first down. To the, hold on, note to 41, 36. All right, first the run play. And again, another good result. This is going to be a +3 for the Black Knights. That's a 4-yard gain. Ball carrier is Anderson. His third carry of the ball game. 2nd down and 6. Keeping the ball on the ground. Tyler barks the signals out, and this time it's going to be a -2 for the Black Knights. So -2 and a roll of 2. It's going to be a 3-yard gain and another potential fumble. 11, and Army, it's on the ground. They're able to get on top of that. So a 3-yard gain. Ball carrier again is Anderson. And Army avoids disaster there. It's going to be 3rd down and 3 now from the 29. And of course, they're going to keep the ball on the ground. 1 and 2, it's going to be a +1 for Army. So +1, roll of 7, and that is a 4-yard gain. Ball carrier is going to be Anderson again. So Anderson getting a heavy workload early in this one. And 1st and 10 now from the 25 as Army grinding out clock, running the ball down the field. 4 and 2. And that is going to be a even result. Even result on 1. That's going to be another possible fumble. And this time, Army's going to lose the ball. 4-yard gain. They have put the ball on the ground twice on this drive. And this one, the ball carrier is Buchanan, is going to be a turnover, and New Mexico So New Mexico is going to take over on their own 21. And we'll start their second drive. All right, Lobos now from the 21 before we jump into play-by-play mode at 98 -2, and that is going to be a potential interception, and that's not going to be good. So the teams look poised to exchange turnovers here. 2 on that is going to be 3 plays for 35 yards. And 2, New Mexico is not very proficient taking care of the ball in terms of that. Their interception rate is 1 to 12, and Army's adjustment rate is a +9. They are exceptional at interception. So pretty much any opportunity for a pick that comes up for the Lobos is going to indeed be an interception. So Hall, his second pass attempt is picked off. And we are going to do the return. So 25. Interception is going to take place at the New Mexico 46, and the return. And again, for interception return, we just go on the master game chart, a 5 and a 1. That's going to be a 19-yard return. So Army is in great shape. That's down to the 27-yard line where they'll start the final drive of this first quarter. 1st and 10. And they could actually punch the ball in right here. All right, so our result, 47 on a +2 on the drive chart. That is indeed going to be a successful drive. And 19 for yardage. It's going to be a 1st and goal at the 1-yard line. So that turnover is going to be costly for the Lobos, as this puts Army in a very positive situation. And obviously here we're going to call a run, as Army's going to look to extend their lead to 14 as the first quarter comes to a close. And that's going to be a -1 result, -1 on the run table for 3 yards. And running in for the touchdown is Tyler. And Army up, pending the extra point, which is good. It is 14-0 as the first quarter comes to a close. So New Mexico now will get 3 drives in the second quarter. And kickoffs coming again, D kickoff, C return. And D kickoff on a 6 is going down to the 5-yard line, is 0 on the return and 0 on the return for a C. That is going to go to the big play chart for New Mexico. And 4 on the kickoff return chart, team specific, is going to get that to the 27-yard line where New Mexico starts their third drive. The Lobos need above 40 to have a successful drive. 49, they are going to have another scoring opportunity here. And 18, 4 plays for 40 yards. So drive is going to start at the play-by-play portion of the drive will start at the 33 of Army, and 7 on the 2D6, going to be a 1st and 10 situation. All right, so New Mexico, they are going to attempt a short pass here on 1st down. Test the Army pass defense, and a 4. That's going to be no stars for New Mexico and 2 stars for Army. So short pass opportunity, a 3, and that's going to be incomplete. So 2nd and 10, Hall is 0 for 3 so far, at least in the play-by-play portion. Run play. And New Mexico, a 4. It's going to be -1. -1, roll of 5, and that's going to be a 4-yard gain. Ball carrier on that is Cole. So New Mexico, again, facing a 3rd and 6. At the 27-yard line, at the 29-yard line. 3rd and 6, short pass. And that does not bode well for New Mexico, as that is going to be a -3 result. -3 on a 7 for short pass. And that's actually going to be an 8-yard gain, though. So one of only 3 opportunities to complete a pass there on the -3 column. And Hall comes through, an 8-yard gain, and the recipient of that is going to be Kress, short reception. So 8 yards, and that is now down to the 21. 1st and 10. New Mexico is going to run the ball. And 5 and 6, and it's going to be a +1 for the Lobos. And +1, roll of 3 is going to be a 6-yard gain. Carrier on that is Jones. So 2nd down and 4. And New Mexico down to the Army 15 here in the early moments of the second quarter, trailing 14-0. Run play, and 4s for both. And this is going to be even Steven on the result. So roll of 1 for the Lobos, and roll of 1 is going to be a 4-yard gain. Ball carrier there again is going to be Jones. So that is going to be a 1st down. 1st down from the 11. New Mexico keeping the ball on the ground. Neither team has had success throwing the ball thus far. And 4 is going to be a 2-star result for New Mexico and a 3-star result for Army's run defense. So -1, and a roll of 4 is going to be a 5-yard gain. And once again, Jones is the ball carrier. So 2nd down and 5 from the 6. Lobos come up, running the ball again. And 0, even Steven result. That's going to be a 7-yard run, and that's going to be a touchdown for New Mexico. And running the ball in is going to be Hall, the quarterback. So good bounce back drive for the Lobos as they cut the lead here in the second quarter to 14-7. And extra point for New Mexico is an automatic. They are 0-99. So it is now 14-7 as lining up to kick off are the Lobos to Army. Here comes kick, a roll of D, or I'm sorry, kickoff team of D. That's down to the 5-yard line. And kickoff return is going to be to the 36. So here we go. Army, their first drive of the second quarter, 14-7 lead, and they have been able to run through New Mexico at will thus far. So we will see how this drive starts, and 84 on the drive chart. And again, Army a +2, 84, and that is going to be another fumble. So Army, the one weakness they've had thus far, that's going to be on the ground, and they're going to lose that. So that's the second time they've fumbled the ball away. The drive 2 is going to take 35 yards. So they get all the way down to the New Mexico. All the way down to the New Mexico 29-yard line and turn the ball over there. So that's where New Mexico will take over on their drive. And the ball carrier on that, should have looked at that, 10, and that is going to be Buchanan that gets credit for the fumble. All right, so second turnover for Army. And New Mexico now, let's see what they can do on their opportunity. And again, going from their own 29, their drive. It's going to be in the turnover range too, -2, and both teams, that's also going to be a potential fumble. And the Lobos, Army has a fumble rating of, they do not affect it defensively, and Lobos only 1-4. They actually take care of the ball there, so they are going to hold on to the rock. And 5, that is going to be 3 and 24 yards. So they're going to start at the 47-yard line of Army and 8 on the situational roll. And again, Army's defense is a 7, so it's going to be 2nd down and 6 as New Mexico jumps into play-by-play mode. All right, here we go. New Mexico, they're going to keep the ball on the ground as they look to tie the score here. And we have a run play, 3-2, and that's going to be a -1 on the result chart, -1, and that's still going to be a 6-yard gain by Cole. So that will indeed be a first down, and that gets it down to the 41-yard line of Army. Hall brings the team up, running the ball still. And here we're going to have a -3 result, so that's not going to bode well. A -3 result on a roll of 2. That's only a 2-yard gain. Ball carrier again is Cole. 2nd down and 8. 39-yard line. Short pass. And probably not the wisest thing for the Lobos to do. That's going to be a -2 on the short pass roll of 7, and that will actually be completed. 5-yard gain, and that goes to Carroll. So New Mexico now is facing a 3rd down and 3. Ball at the 34-yard line of Army, and they're going to try and run for it. Whoops. And again, the locked-in result for the defense will come into play here. So 3, and that's a potential penalty, and that will indeed be a penalty on New Mexico. Roll on the doubles again. So penalty roll of 7, and that's going to be an illegal formation, and that's going to set the Lobos back to 3rd and 8 now. 3rd and 8 from 39, and it's going to be a short pass attempt. 5 and a 4, and that is going to be a -2 result. 7 on the short pass, and that's going to be another 5-yard gain for the Lobos. The recipient of that is going to be Logan Green. But we're going to have a 4th and 3. 4th and 3 from the 34. This would be a 51-yard field goal, which is out of the range of New Mexico's kicker. So they're going to have to go for it here. Our first 4th down conversion attempt. And this will be a run play, 4th and 3. And that is going to be a -1 result on the run. And again, a run play. Army's going to be locked in on that. So they're going to get an additional star. It's going to be a -2. -2 on the run and a roll of 3. And fighting ahead, just getting the first down, is going to be the ball carrier McCoy. Or I'm sorry, not McCoy, Chavez. So a crucial 4th down conversion here for the Lobos, as they are now at the Army 31. And another run play. Here we go. All right, 5 for New Mexico and 4. It's going to be a -1 result. -1 result on a 1 is a gain. So Lobos getting some favorable rolls there. It's going to be 2nd down and 4. And down to the 25 now. And the ball carrier on that was 4-yard gain. Ball carrier again is going to be Jones this time. So 4-yard gain, and that's going to be another first down for the Lobos at the 21-yard line now. Still running the ball. And +2 result on a 3. That's going to be a 7-yard gain for Cole. So New Mexico on the verge of tying this one up. First and goal from the 4-yard line. I'm sorry. 2nd down and 3 from the 4-yard line. All right, 5 and 1, another run play, and this time it is going to be a -2 result. So -2, that's only a 1-yard gain. Ball carrier again is going to be Cole. So we're going to have a 3rd down and 2 from the 3. New Mexico going to try and run it in. Hall brings the team up, and another run play, of course. It's going to be a even star result here, and that's going to be a touchdown run, and right up the middle goes Cole, and the Lobos have tied this up. So Cole, 2-yard run. And it is now 14-14. So New Mexico coming back with a strong second quarter. And they will get ready to kick off to Army. All right, so 1 drive left each in the first half. And here comes a kickoff by New Mexico, an 8. That's going to go down to the 10-yard line. And kickoff return, a 4. It's going to be returned to the 25, where Army starts their final drive of the first half. Army again +2, 97, and 97 on the drive chart, and that is going to be a potential interception again. And New Mexico, Army is terrible with turnovers in terms of interceptions. New Mexico is a +1, and Army's interception rate, that is indeed going to be picked off. So 3rd turnover of the first half for the Black Knights. And this is by far so far in testing the most turnovers we have had in a single game, or single game actually to this point. That would be comes at 6 plays, 50 yards into the drive. So the interception occurs down at the New Mexico 25-yard line, and our return, 4 and a 6, and that is going to be a single or 1 yard on the return, and New Mexico takes over on their own 26. So let's see if they can complete a very outstanding second quarter and take the lead before halftime. And the 8 on a -2. This time it's not going to happen, as they are going to be stuck punting the ball. So 12 on the punt play is going to be 4 plays, 12 yards, and they will punt to end the first half. All right, so going into halftime, we are knotted up at 14. The story of the first half has been turnovers for the Black Knights. 5 drives, 2 touchdowns, 2 fumbles lost, and an interception towards the end of the second quarter. New Mexico has also thrown an interception and punted twice on their 5 drives, but also had 2 touchdown drives in between there. All right, so second half, New Mexico is going to receive the kickoff. And again, 5 drives each in the second half. So kickoff from Army, 1, that's going to be a touchback. New Mexico starts the second half with the ball on their 25. And let's see if they can have more success on this drive. 39, they're going to have to punt again. 13. And this time it is going to be a 3 and out. So 3 plays, 5 yards, punt. Punting from the 30. New Mexico, again, as a punting team, they are a C, and Army is a C on turns. All right, C on the punt chart, roll of 3. That's going to be a 40-yard punt. So from the 30, 70 yards comes down at the Army 30. The return on that, and return for the Black Knights, 6. It's going to be a fair catch. So Army takes over at 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line. Let's see if they can get their run game sorted out here. And a +2, 21. Actually, they're going to have to punt as well. So this drive is going to be a 3-play drive, and they're going to have negative yardage here. 2d6 roll for negative. So going backwards from the 30, it's going to be -6. 3 plays, -6 yards, and a punt for the Black Knights. So they're going to punt from their own 24. So defensive adjustments at the half. Army is a B punting, New Mexico a D on punt returns. So 8, that is going to be a 40-yard punt. So New Mexico fields the punt at their own 34-yard line, and the return, 0. Go to the team punt return chart instead of the master game, and punt return on a 6 is going to be no return. So 1st and 10, New Mexico on their own 34 starts their second drive of the third quarter. And they have punted the last 2 times they have had the ball. They're going to have to punt again. And this time, so the defenses have finally settled down. This is going to be another 3 and out, another 3 plays, 5 yards, punt. So New Mexico punting from their own 39. And C6, that's going to be a 41-yard punt. Will be fielded at the 20-yard line by the midshipman, and 2 is going to be the return number. And again, on punt returns, Army is a C, and it's going to be no return. So Army Starts their second drive of the second half on their own 20. We are tied up at 14 in this one as the Black Knights look to get something going here. 15, and we're going to have yet another punt. So both offenses have stagnated here in the second half. +2, 6 on the punt roll. It's going to be 6 plays for 26 yards. So at least they made a little bit of headway. And they're going to punt from their own 46. New Mexico sets up the return, and again, a B punting. B punting for 56 yards, and that's going to go into the end zone touchback. So New Mexico is going to bring it out to the 20-yard line to start their final drive of the third quarter. Let's see if we can get some offense going here. 61, and finally New Mexico is going to have a scoring opportunity. And 11, that's going to be a 5-play, 32 yards at the point we jump into play-by-play. All right, so at the Army 48-yard line, it's going to be a situation for the Lobos. And again, a defensive rating of 7 for Army, a roll of 5 on the 2D6. Going to be 2nd down and 10 as we join this drive in progress. 2nd down and 10 from the Army 48, and New Mexico is going to run the ball. They have not had success. Neither team has had much success throwing the ball today. And 4-1, it's going to be a -1 for the Lobos, and 7 on the run chart. That is going to be a 7-yard gain. So a draw play catches the Black Knights by surprise. Ball carrier on that is Jones. And that's going to set up a 3rd and 3 from the 41. 3rd and 3. New Mexico is going to keep it on the ground. And it is going to be a -1 result and a 3. And that's going to be 3 yards. And scratching and clawing, just getting enough for the first down, is Jones on the carry. So 1st and 10, and at the 38 now. Run play, and 5 and a 1. This is going to be a -2 result for the Lobos, and -2 roll of 4, and that's going to be a 3-yard gain. 3-yard gain, and the ball carrier again is Jones, 2nd down and 7. Mexico is going to try a short pass here against their better judgment, and 2 and a 6 are actually going to get a +2 result here on the short pass. So +2 roll of 1, 12-yard completion, and hauling that in is going to be Patterson. So the Lobos down to the 23, 1st down, and they're going to look to take the lead from Army in this one. Run play again, and that's going to be a 0 for both. Roll of 7, and that'll be a 5-yard gain. Ball carrier is Jones. So New Mexico doing some good work as they get down to the 18-yard line, 2nd down and 5. Going to be another run call, and this time that's going to be a -3 result for the Lobos. And -3 roll of 3 is going to be a 1-yard gain by Cole. So 3rd and 4 from the 17. New Mexico is going to play it safe and run the ball. And they catch, it's going to be a +1 result. +1 result, and that's going to be an 8-yard gain. So 7 yards, 17 down to the 9-yard line. 1st and goal for the Lobos. And ball carrier on that, again, is going to be Cole. So Cole having a good day for the Lobos. 1st and goal, run the ball. All right, 5 and 6. It's going to be a +1 result. 4-yard gain, and 4-yard gain for Jones on the carry. So 2nd down and goal from the 5. Keep it on the ground. And deuces, possible penalty, no penalty. So 7 there, -1. And that is the one big number in the minus category for the Lobos. And that is going to be a touchdown. Ball carrier on the play for the Lobos is going to be Carroll. And New Mexico, after falling down 14-0 in this one, has clawed their way back to take the lead. And extra point for them is automatic. So with that, the third quarter comes to an end, and New Mexico has fought back to take a 21-14 lead, and Army will start the fourth quarter receiving the kickoff. Hey, what's up, Jason? I'm getting a whole game in, and I made some, I'll explain it if you just joined too on the situational chart. All right, so New Mexico up 21-14 as we start the fourth quarter, and threes for both. And again, a kickoff of D, a kickoff return of C. So that's going to go down to the goal line and kickoff return up to the 24-yard line for the Black Knights as we start the fourth quarter. And Army has, their last 4 drives have ended in 2 punts, a fumble, and an interception. So they need to get that fixed. As New Mexico on the verge of an upset here, leading 21-14, and Army's going to have to punt again. Unfreaking believable. 18, and that's going to be a 3-and-out, no yardage gained at all. So not how they wanted to start the fourth quarter here. So from the 24, Army's going to punt it. And punting B and a D. So on the punt, 0, that's going to be a 42-yard punt. So that will be fielded at the 34-yard line by the Lobos, their own 34. And the return of 8 on that, and again, they are a D. That's going to be a 6-yard return. So they get it up to the 40-yard line to start their first drive of the fourth quarter. So let's see if they can sustain another drive. They have momentum. And 89, that, however, is going to be in turnover range. 89, that's going to be a potential fumble. 14, New Mexico does not fumble the ball very much. They take good care of that, so they're going to retain possession. And 14, and that's going to be an actual sustainable drive. 4 plays for 32 yards. So Lobos can make a statement here as they are going to start this drive, jump into play-by-play mode from the Army 28, 1st and 10. And they're going to be running the ball. What else? They've been successful at it today. And they'll have a +1 opportunity here, a roll of 8. And roll of 8, that's going to be a 3-yard gain. Ball carrier is Jones. So 2nd down and 7. Ball at the Army 25. Another run play. Lobos and potential penalty. 19, that's going to be a defensive penalty. So no good there. And 20 is going to be on the defense. Wow, that's going to be a targeting call. So 15 yards, and that is going to put the ball 1st and goal at the 10, and Army is falling apart here. Run play for the Lobos as they are looking to salt this one away. And -1, roll of 1, that's going to be a 6-yard gain. Ball carrier again is going to be Jones. So 2nd down and 4 from the 6. Lobos are going to make this very difficult for Army to get back in this. We have an even result, 4, and 4 is going to be a touchdown run. And 17, the ball carrier, Carroll. He's going to go in from 4 yards out, and New Mexico has completed an astonishing comeback. They lead Army now 28-14, and the Black Knights only have 2 drives left to try and tie this game up. So they are in big trouble right now as New Mexico comes up to kick off. And Army has just been their own worst enemy. Turnovers and unable to generate any offense at all in the second half as New Mexico stacking the box to take away that run. So kickoff result for the Lobos. And again, they are a D, roll of 7. And that's going to be down to the 5-yard line. And Army on the kickoff return. Go to the team big play chart. See if they can make something happen with special teams. Kickoff return 3. And that is indeed going to be a 39-yard return. So they're going to start their second drive of the fourth quarter from the 44. And let's see if they can sustain something this time. 53, and they finally have a sustainable drive. First time since the first quarter they have had a sustainable drive. All right, so 8 on that roll, and it's going to be at 2 plays for 26 yards. I'm sorry, wrong. 6 plays for 50 yards. So they strike fast. They're all the way down to the New Mexico 6-yard line, 1st and goal. And, of course, they are going to try and pound this in and then force a stop with the Lobos. Each team has 1 drive left after this if they can punch it in. Run play, obviously, for the Black Knights. And it's going to be a -1 result, -1 result roll of 6. 5-yard gain. Ball carrier is going to be McCoy. So 2nd and goal from the 1. Obviously, it is going to be a run play as Army will look to pound this in. 6 and a 5, and that is going to be an even result. So 8 and getting in easily on their roll of 8, a 4-yard gain there. The ball carrier is going to be Anderson this time, and 1-yard touchdown run, and Army has pulled within a touchdown. They do have to make the extra point, not an automatic with them. At 65, it is up and good. So now they need to stop, and they need to get that ball back and try and force overtime, trailing 28-21 in the waning moments of the fourth quarter. And Barry Sullivan. Oh, and I'm sorry, I'm ignoring the chat, guys. Yeah, no, and that's the thing, Jason. I wanted to just balance it just enough and bring the defense in as well with those situations. So that was the impetus of that, and I'm liking how it's worked so far. I'm calling the offense for both teams in this one. And Barry Sullivan, yes, the plan is to release all 130 FBS teams. I know that may sound ambitious, but yeah, that is definitely the plan. And well, I'm going to do that, just getting it at a good price point, obviously. So yes, all 130 FBS teams will be released following the 2021 college season. And, you know, I think, and that's important to me too. I want to give a complete game, you know, and again, not disrespecting any other football games, but when you have to buy modules of teams, you know, I just want to give everybody the opportunity to play whatever team they want to play or replay actual schedules. So yes, that is the logic there. All right, so here we go. In New Mexico, we'll look to drain out the clock here as we get ready to kick it off. And again, both teams not very good in the kickoff department. Roll of 4. It's going to go down to the goal line. And New Mexico on the return. Kickoff return of C from the goal line. Roll of 8. And that is only going to be a 16-yard return. So New Mexico is going to start their drive in a little bit of a hole at least, and that bodes well. Army's going to make them go a long way. So let's roll for our drive impetus and the situation. This is going to be it. This is the key moment of this game. And 65, New Mexico has just been dazzling in the second half. They're going to have another potential scoring drive. And roll of 2 on the potential scoring drive is going to be 5 plays, 30 yards. So they're still going to have to chew up some clock. So 5 plays, 30 yards, and the situation, which I forgot to mention. So again, Army is a 7 defensively, roll of 10. And situation is going to be a 3rd down and 3. So 3rd down and 3 from their own 46 for the Lobos. And this is the play of the game, folks, right here. Army. It's going to be a run play for the Lobos. They're not going to risk a pass. Army will get an extra star because of that, because of the locked-in defense rule. And 3 into 2, so it's going to be a -2 result for the Lobos. -2, roll of 4. 3, and again, the Lobos have been crazy. Just 3 times they've barely gotten enough yardage for a 1st down on 3rd. And Carroll's going to be the ball carrier, and this could very well cinch it away for New Mexico. And again, on their own 46, so that gets it up to their own 49, a 1st down. And Lobos now are just going to try and grind this clock out. They've gotten some very favorable rolls running the ball. It's going to be a -1 result. However, that's going to be a 2-yard gain, and Cole, the ball carrier on that. So 2nd down and 8 as we move into Army territory on their 49. 2nd down and 8, keeping the ball on the ground. 5 and 6, New Mexico, one thing that has not hurt them today is penalties. I don't want to jinx them. 5 and 6, that is going to be a +1 result, +1 result, roll of 5. 7-yard gain, a big gain for the Lobos, and they're going to have a 3rd down and 1 from the 42. And again, we are facing another play of the game. Cole, the ball carrier on that. Army's vaunted defense has been anything but in the 2nd half here. And this is going to be -2 for the Lobos. So Cole's going to be the ball carrier, -2, roll of 4, and another 3-yard gain, another big pickup, and that's going to put it down to the 39-yard line as New Mexico is looking to grind out the clock. They're going to keep the ball on the ground till Army can stop them. And doubles, no penalty. So doubles, no penalty. That is going to be an even run opportunity, roll of 9, and that's going to be a 4-yard gain. Ball carrier is going to be Jones. 2nd down and 6 as New Mexico, or Army, I should say, looks helpless at this point at the 34-yard line. Run play. What else? And New Mexico, a good run offense, is going to have a +1 result, +1 result, and a roll of 5. That's going to be another 7-yard gain by Cole, and Cole is having an excellent 2nd half. So ball at the 28, 1st and 10, New Mexico running this bad boy out, and they're going to have the upset, it looks like, today, barring a turnover or any other crazy result. And Army trying to sell out. This is going to be a +2 for the Lobos on the run play. And it's going to be a 6-yard gain. Cole again. Cole having an excellent game. Down to the 22 now, and 2nd down and 4. They're going to keep grinding it out. 4 and a 3. And that's going to be an even result. 7, 5-yard gain. And who else? Cole again. They are riding Cole. And that's going to be yet another 1st down for the Lobos here as they are on the verge of just salting this away. 1st down and 10 from the 17. Army desperately needs a stop. And are we going to get a penalty result? Doubles, and just above the penalty result, no. Another run play, and it's going to be a 0 this time, however. So 0, roll of 2, and that's still going to be a 6-yard gain. And once again, Cole putting the team on his back down to the 11-yard line. 2nd down and 4, still running the ball. Army needs a good defensive roll. Finally, they get one. That's going to be a -1 result. And -1 result, roll of 6. 2-yard gain, and 2-yard gain, ball carrier there is all. So it's going to be another big down situation. 3rd down and 2 from the 9, and this is the ball game right here. Well, New Mexico, even if they don't get it, can kick a field goal. They're going to call a run play and +1 +1 roll of 6, and they are going to get the first down, 11. It's going to be a run by Jones. And Army is just exhausted. They have had no answer for New Mexico's run of offense, and it's usually them imposing their will. First and goal from the 4, and New Mexico is going to put this one away and complete a shocking upset as they continue to run. -3 now, however, so finally Army could have used this result a long time ago. That's going to be a 1-yard gain. Ball carrier is going to be Carroll. And second down, second goal from the 3. And it's going to be a +2, and that should salt it away as dancing into the end zone is going to be Hall, a 3-yard touchdown run. His second touchdown of the game. He's got 2 touchdowns and only 3 carries. And New Mexico, 5 drives in the second half, 3 touchdowns to complete an incredible comeback, and they're going to jump up now. (35-21). And this will be the last drive of the game. So if Army, now here's how that additional play will work. If Army can somehow come down and score, they're going to get a chance onside kick. So it's not completely lost now, but it's pretty much game over. Lobos with a stunning upset of the Black Knights. Sorry, it's going to be a touchback on the kickoff. So Army, their last chance from the 25. And Lobo fans are going crazy. Let's see what Army can put together for a drive. 26, unbelievable, and they are going to be stopped again. So that's going to be the ball game, folks, as 16. 5 plays, 14 yards, and game over. I'm going to have a Hail Mary rule in certain situations, but not applicable here, obviously. So New Mexico, and I'll go through quickly on the yardage. A improbable comeback. They were down quick, 14-0 in the first quarter. And they definitely were inspired. 14-0 in the first quarter as Army scored on 2 of their first 3 drives, and it was all New Mexico, 35-7 since that time. So what you're going to do, I won't do it here in the video. I'll do a separate tutorial where I go through the process. So on this drive, the yardage that is accumulated on the simulated portions of the drive, basically, yeah, they've just been steady. They just pounded the ball. And Army, shockingly, much better defense, but they got crappy defensive roles throughout the entire game. Army very good defensively, actually, and it just did not help them today. So what you would do is on the partial drives, add up that yardage. I'll do real quick. In New Mexico, outside of the little series where they had punt issues. So just on the drive, just on the simulated portion of the drive, New Mexico got 249 yards, and that's what you would use these charts to divide things up with. On their play-by-play, 26. They were just solid today. 21 and 2. Yeah, they basically and again, I called the offense today, so I was probably a little more run heavy than New Mexico actually would be in real life. Which is definitely a good reason to use the dice to determine the play call. All right, so adding up all yardage on the play-by-play portion, New Mexico just there alone had 165 yards rushing and only 30 passing. So they had 195 yards on the play-by-play chart, 249 on the simulated portion of the drive. So they rolled up 444 yards of total offense on a very vaunted Black Knight defense. So what you would do there, real quick, is to get the percentage pass and run plays. New Mexico is a lean run offense, meaning they tend to favor the run just a little bit over the pass. They don't have a very good passing game. So you look on these charts here. So lean run, run plays, you'd roll a 1d6. And here actually run plays are going to only account for 48% of those plays. And they had a total number of simulated drive plays of 10, 14, 21, 28, 37. So 37 times 48% is going to be basically 18 run plays and 19 pass plays. All right, so the way you do the yardage now is yards per attempt, because it was a heavy run offense, you would minus a single yard from the average pass attempt for the Lobos, which is 6.9, I believe. Hold on. I'll have all this on the cards, by the way. So yeah. So it's going to be a total of 19 passing plays, times multiply that by 6 times 9, or 6.9, in this case 5.9. So 19 times 5.9. All right, that's going to be 112 of those 249 yards that came from simulated drives through the air. All right, so that left them 137 yards left rushing, plus what they got individually. The Lobos ran for 302 yards today on the Black Knights, and they passed for a total of 142. So that's how that is broken down. And then you go in and do actual individual. Then there's a formula on here, over here, to assign touches and yards to individual ball carriers. And again, this is only if you want to keep complete stats. You don't even have to worry about that if you just want to play it a little bit quicker and just do the drives. And then you don't even have to assign individual stats to the players if you just wanted to keep total stats for the team. So a lot of flexibility there in terms of stat keeping to get as intricate or detailed as you like, or as simple as you like. So big day there for the Lobos. Again, 302 yards on the ground. We'll do Army real quick and then call it a stream. So plays, and again, after that first quarter, Army was just horrific in sustaining any drives. In their simulated drive portion, they had 43 plays. $255 yards, and individually, yeah, they got outplayed. New Mexico's defense stepped up today. So individually, they had 66 yards rushing and no yards passing. Typical. All right, so we'll do them real quick. So they are a maximum run team. So again, roll the 1d6 and 6, and it's super run heavy game. They were 88% of those 43 plays were run plays. So 38 plays were run plays and only 5 pass plays. So we will multiply the pass plays, and you see here, again, with an odd number, we'll add 1 to their yards per attempt. So their yards per attempt was 7.1, so that'll be 8.1. So 8.1 times 5. A total of 40 yards passing for Tyler Tyler. And then to get his attempts completion, again, this is a good example because this is coming strictly off the simulated drives. So they had a total of 5 pass plays for 41 yards. And then you would use this bar here to get his completion percentage. 5, he was at 49%. So 5 times 0.49. 2.4, we'll give him 3. So he was 3 for 5 for 41 yards, and also off the drive chart had an interception thrown in there. Meaning their running attack today, 255 minus 41 plus 66, was 280 yards on the ground for the Black Knights. And then, of course, you go on using, again, this chart to divvy up stats individually. But that's just basically a real quick overview. And, again, I'll do a more thorough tutorial later on this. Just a real quick overview of how the stats are broken down. So very good game for the Lobos. Your total yardage then, taking those into account for the Black Knights. Only 321 total yards in this game. And New Mexico, again, 444 total yards in this game. So definitely after a slow start, they outplayed the Black Knights. That's it. That is a complete game playthrough. And again, it took about an hour, and the goal was to get this no more than an hour. And again, I talk a lot as I go too. So I'd say, if I just played this quick, which testing right now, playing offline, I'm getting through games in 45 to 55 minutes, which is pretty close, and probably as close as I'm going to get to the sweet spot of being able to get a game done in an hour or less. That's the ultimate result, or the ultimate goal of this game. So that is it. Complete game playthrough. Talked about our situational drive occurrences here when a potential scoring drive is in play. And then also briefly touched on how stats from the simulated portions of the drive are broken down and assigned to pass, run, and also players. So that's it. Glory Days College Football coming at the end of the 2021 season, all 130 FBS teams. Guys, drop a like if you don't mind, and hope you enjoyed this. Leave any questions in the chat or in the comments as well. And we're going to call it a game or a stream. So take care. Hope you all have a great Sunday. Anthony with Bleacher Bumps Gaming. We will see you later.